Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Pokemon Champions release. It's here, released a couple of days ago. I was a couple of days behind on the video, unfortunately, as I was kind of working, doing some other things. But I wanted to break down real quick kind of what I think of the game. I want to give you guys kind of my thoughts, and I think this is everything you need to know, if I'm being completely honest, about Pokemon Champions. So let's go ahead and jump straight into that. If you don't mind, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll go ahead and jump into straight with the positives of Pokemon Champions. So for me, there's some really good positives. I think the game launch is being on social medias. There's a lot of people who are hating on the game. I don't necessarily share those beliefs. The game has really easy trading. I think the trading in this game is super simple. I don't think you're going to run out of VP. I know people are like, oh, we're going to run out of VP. VP, you're not going to run out of. There's also trading tickets. So if you want to save some VP, you get plenty, and it kind of goes to my second point, you get plenty of starting currency. There is enough starting currency for you to build your team, for you to recruit some Pokemon. It's fine. It's definitely, you gotta grind a little bit, you gotta play some solos, but just even the team you get, the first team you get, really, you can just play solos and get plenty of VP, which is what you need to buy new Pokemon, recruit Pokemon, what you need to buy new items, all Mega Stones, all that. Speaking of Mega Stones, Megas are back. And let me tell you, they're awesome. I'm so happy we have Mega Evolutions back. I was not as involved in the VGC days of Mega Evolution, so getting to see Megas come back is going to be an absolute blast. I think that was a good decision. I know there's not all the Megas that people were looking for. I understand that kind of like thing, but I think it's cool. I think it's a really good start. Speaking of start, it kind of gets me my third, and I guess it's technically my fourth point actually, is there's a good starting Pokemon. There's about 180 Pokemon you can start with, and I know there's people who are like, only 180? Well, when you think about a new generation aspect, the new generation typically only has, let's say it's 300 Pokemon typically at the start before you add the DLCs and get more Pokedex numbers. It really isn't that bad. They're taking away all the baby Pokemon. You get basically 180 fully evolved Pokemon that you get to use and put to work. I don't think that's a bad starting point. I truly don't. I think the starting there is completely fine, is completely viable. So in my mind, that's fine. Like, I don't think that's insane. There's nothing insanely busted as well. There's no Calyrex, there's no Miraidon, there's no Urshifu. At least off the rip when I'm recording this, I think there are some Megas with some busted abilities that people are going to find. I think there's going to be some really cool, some good strategies with that. But there's no legendaries to start. And I think that's great. I honestly think that while legendary Pokemon are fun, and don't get me wrong, it feels like this is kind of like a new meta. This new, I believe they call it like the MA meta. This is like a new meta to kind of figure out. And there's going to be there's nothing like crazy insane to start, it feels like. At least, not to start. People obviously were building teams with Salamence, with Metagross, with Ursaluna. Pokemon who aren't actually in the game. So, I would say it's not in a bad starting position as people think. That said, there are some negatives. There are some things that I think need fixing, and I think the first one is a big one, which a lot of people are really caught off guard in. I think is the major issue why a lot of people are upset, is the limited items. It's very limited for items in the game. There's no Assault Vest, no Life Orb. There's only choice item is the Choice Scarf. There's really a lot of limitations to what you can build off the rip. Another one that I kind of saw people were upset about was the no 6v6 for custom battles. That does feel like a little bit of a letdown. For like regular pubs, I'd rather play 3-on-3, like bring 6, battle with 3 for singles. I'd rather do that, if I'm completely honest. I hate having to sit through a 6-on-6 battle and just wait all that time. It takes a lot of time. So those are kind of my negatives. There's a couple of requests though that I want that kind of go with this though, because like I said, I think the paywall as well. I don't know. The paywall feels like it needs a little. It's not overly bad, but you definitely get a better experience. I think I just did the starter pack. That's all I did was just the starter pack. It's like $7 US, so it's not too much. You get the extra space, you get some extra stuff. I think that's fine. The Battle Pass, I haven't decided if it's worth it. I haven't purchased it personally. There are some Mega Stones that are currently locked behind it, so that is a little concerning if I'm completely honest. So something to keep an eye on. But some requests for me is definitely the more items. We need more items. I do think I think that is one of the weakest points of the launch is the lack of items. There's still plenty of items for you to do stuff with, don't get me wrong. But it definitely feels like that was a little bit of a letdown and a bit of a missed opportunity there. And then one other request I kind of had that I kind of was thinking about was an easier way to see all your currencies. You can see your VP fine. You can't see your tickets as easily. I wish there was like a way you could see where your tickets are to make it a little bit easier. I will say kind of circling back to the positive, the menu, fine. There's a quick menu. It's easy to navigate. I'm so glad they made it easy to navigate. That's so nice that they did that. It's a good menu. It's not a bad menu. You can figure out where you're going. Everything's kind of laid out for you. They do a really good job with that. So I'm glad they did that. So kind of as we're, I guess, kind of wrapping up a little bit here. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter video, but I did want to talk about it, obviously. And earlier, some of my thoughts, it's early release. Everyone take a deep breath. I think this game has plenty of potential. The potential is there. Relax. I've seen a lot of hate over the game. A lot of hate. I definitely understand why people are mad. I understand. You're building with all this stuff and now you reset it. Give it some time. This is going to be one of those games that you start light and build upon. I'm not denying I'm not a little frustrated as well. There's a lack of items, but it's not the end of the world. Let's take a deep breath. One thing I think this game does really well, it's really easy for a beginner. I think this game definitely is very much so catered into the beginners aspect of the game, which I've had some conversations with people on kind of social media, and I think it's not necessarily the greatest strategy, but I understand why they did it. This marketing, they marketed this game as a way to get new people into the competitive aspect. And in my mind, through the tutorials, which are really self-explanatory and or really give you good information, but also they aren't complex and you can just button mash your way through if you already know. You get rewards for your tutorials, which good. You get rewards to watch all of your tutorials, more VP, tickets, all that stuff. And it's easy for beginners. Like, I do think beginners are going to be able to pick this game up, do the tutorial, and be fine. The free-to-play is completely viable, I think. I think you can do fine. It's a little bit limited, but I still think you can definitely do free-to-play. I don't think there's any universe where you can't do free-to-play. I think you'll be fine not spending a dime on the game. There'll be nothing wrong with that. I will say, like I said, buying stuff probably purchasing some things probably makes the game a little bit easier to navigate, I would say, off my initial experience. So maybe you want to purchase a starter pack, but just like $7. It's not that much. It'd be one thing if it's like $30, $40. Oh no, whatever have we do. I actually don't think it's the end of the world. I will say one thing though, as I was because I was messing with Scarlet and Violet the night before, or the day before, I was kind of messing with this because I wanted to see, what Pokemon can I bring over? I do think having Pokemon Home makes this easier. If you played old games and you have not connected to Pokemon Home gets you upload like 100 Pokemon into that. Upload Pokemon from your older games if you can into that. I think that is a good thing. Pokemon Go as well. I actually have to be doing that with Pokemon Go because I have some Pokemon in Pokemon Go I'm going to be uploading into the game. I think the game will be fun. I understand people's concerns. I definitely think that it's a little overblown though. I think the game, there are some bugs that people have been reporting. I haven't experienced any bugs myself. I've played probably 2-3 hours. I haven't found any bugs. I'm not saying bugs aren't real. There are clips on social media. The bugs are real. Those bugs will get fixed over time. It's like any new game. There's going to be hiccups. I'm not denying it's not frustrating, but they're going to figure it out. Give them some time. They'll put it together. Just everybody take a deep breath and relax. Overall, I kind of want to... I can't perfectly score the game. It's not perfect. But I'm kind of going to give the game like probably a 7 out of 10 off launch for me. I think it loses some points, obviously, because of the limited items and that. But the game really isn't as bad as people think. I think people are just more so disappointed by the lack of things that there are. It definitely feels it's very watered down. But I think for the VGC community, that's frustrating. For those who are experienced veterans, oh, well, why'd they water down the game I love? I spent all this time. That's understandable. I'm not blaming you. You're fine. I understand that. For the new player base, this is going to be a really good first, like, this will be like a really good, like, first month to get your feet wet, kind of figure out what you're doing, understand the game, get into it. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think that'll be all right. That said, I do think it'll be fine. Like, I do think it'll be fine. Not that said. I do think the game will be fine. I think people are overreacting a little bit. I think it's because it's something new. And it's like, it's literally like a new generation where we have to figure out what's good and what's bad. I don't think they chose anything crazy insane with the Pokemon, although Megas have some crazy busted abilities. Or a couple of Pokemon have some crazy busted abilities, which there could be some shenanigans played with that. But for learning the game, I think the game will be fine. For beginners, it's great. For VGC pros, for the professionals, those who've been playing for years, I can understand why it's disappointing. If you're new to the game and you've never played Pokemon competitively, or you've never tried to play Pokemon competitively, this is a great opportunity for you to jump in and try for yourself. It's fantastic. This is a great way for you to learn and understand how to do competitive battling. I do think once new things as things are going to get added, and things are going to get added. Things are going to get added. I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. Things will get added. Relax. I think this game really does have high potential. I definitely see the potential. I do think it's a little bit of a disappointment off launch for some people. A lot of people, apparently. But I think that hate and that annoyance, quote unquote, is not warranted. I truly think it's in a good spot to start. I think it's a starting point. It's like we're playing an early release beta kind of thing. I think the game will be fine. I really do. I don't think we're gonna have to worry too much. They're gonna be adding things. There's over 1,000 Pokemon. If babies don't get added, that number shrinks considerably. So I think the game will be in a very good spot. I'm excited. I think they're going to do a great job with this. I think people have to relax a little bit. Not denying there's not some frustrations with it. But give it a chance. Let's not overreact. Like, I saw people like 2 hours after the game launched. Oh, this is horrible. This is terrible. This is the worst thing ever. What have we done? We're going to go back to Scarlet and Violet. Relax. Give it some time. Give the developers some time to include new things. This is kind of like a reset. And there's also nerfs. Like, they've been adjusting, nerfing Pokemon. They've been buffing Pokemon. They've done some good jobs to make Pokemon better or worse. I think that's a good step. Because I think Incineroar losing knockoff, big step. Like, that's a big thing. Like, that's huge. So I kind of think that, I think them trying to balance the game a little bit. I think this enables them to balance the game a little bit more. So I'm done yapping. Don't worry. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Kind of hearing my perspective on what I think's good. I do think the game has a lot of positives. There are some concerns. But I think everyone needs to breathe a little bit. Just take a deep breath. We're going to make it through, alright? The game's in a good spot. It's not the end of the world. Welcome to touching anything new. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.